This is KGW News at noon.
Police say this man stole more than a half dozen guns from a store in Gresham. Take a good look at him because he's on the run. Hello, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. Police say the man has an assault rifle. KGW's Tim Gordon is live at the gun store where the break-in happened. Tim, are there any leads yet?
Brenda, not that Gresham police are sharing, but they are sharing those pictures to try and get some help to get those guns back and arrest the guy who took them. Advanced Firearm Training offers classes and sells guns, and it appears to take security seriously. There are signs saying so, and several security cameras. Those cameras didn't scare away this guy in his mask and ball cap. Police say he broke into the place late last night and made quick work, stealing deadly weapons. They say he stole 7 firearms. He got 4 revolvers, 2 semi-automatic handguns, and 1 AR-15 rifle. One problem with the security system, surveillance video shows police didn't get an alarm call until 20 minutes after the break-in. So by the time officers arrived here, the masked man was likely long gone with the weapons.
Well, now there's more guns on the streets. I mean, but there's always has been, so, you know. Now they just got to watch who's buying bullets for him.
Police want you to look for anything you recognize about this guy, and if you can help solve the mystery of who he is, you may be able to help get some guns off the street. Gresham Police ask that you call the non-emergency line if you've got a tip on this. That's 503-823-3333. We've got that number. And another look at the suspect at KGW.com. Brenda, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Tim. A man accused of pointing a gun at passing cars in Southwest Portland is expected in court this afternoon. This is 26-year-old Aaron Garcia. Police arrested him last night. They say he fired shots at a park near Capitol Hill Library on Dickinson Street. Officers found damage and bullet holes in a porta potty, but no one was injured. And police say the search is over for a man who sexually assaulted a young girl in a Milwaukee apartment. This is Santiago Martinez Flores. Police have been looking for this man for 2 months now. They say they found him in Southern California last night. We're waiting to hear what tipped them off. Police say he broke into an apartment and attacked a 9-year-old girl back in February. Police say it will be weeks before we know how a missing teen from Camas died. The coroner's office confirmed that Cole Burbank's body is the one found in his car in Chehalis. The 16-year-old was last seen 2 weeks ago. Police found his car last Friday in a shopping center parking lot. There's a memorial for Burbank on Saturday afternoon. It's at 1 o'clock at Camas High School. A travel alert in Portland. If you're driving north on Nadeau Parkway, watch out. It is down to just 1 lane. KGW's Rachel Raffanelli joins us live by Waterfront Park. So, Rachel, there's 1 lane for cars and then another one for people out biking and walking.
That's right, Brenda. This project is called Better Nadeau. Take a look. You can see it behind me here. This 1 lane closest to me for about a mile is now specifically for cyclists and pedestrians. Starting today, this will last for 5 months. That's until the end of September. This morning, the city celebrated by installing the final pole. The goal is to make this area safer for people during the busy summer months and busy festival season. That's when more than 15,000 people a day crowd the park. This is the 3rd year of Better Nadeau. And with so many construction projects happening this summer, we asked how the closure of this one northbound lane will impact vehicle traffic.
The data we collected last summer showed somewhere around a minute or less of traffic delay, but we do have projects in the pipeline to do work on our traffic signals to help with traffic flow so we can fix upstream and downstream traffic flow through this area as well.
City Council approved funding for the project for the next 5 years, so you might notice changes like those little white removable poles instead of orange cones. Now, I'm told they're not supposed to hurt your car and they should not pop off if you accidentally hit one. Brenda, back to you.
Okay, good to know. Thank you, Rachel. Let's take a peek outside this afternoon and show you the view from our Rose City Skycam. Rod, you're talking about a week of hope in the weather world. So just so we're all on the same page, because I don't know if everybody's heard about it, explain what it is and when it starts.
All right, you said it pretty much correctly. We're talking about next week, starting Tuesday. You know how it's been so wet and really so chilly. But starting next week, we're talking about a week of hope. And by that, we mean 3 days in a row of warm, dry weather. We haven't seen that since like last September. And then it gets better. If you look at the first 2 weeks of the upcoming month of May, for the most part, much drier, warmer weather than chilly, wet weather. So maybe finally turning the corner. Here's the particulars on a week of hope starting next Tuesday. Becoming sunny, high of 66. Wednesday, beautiful day, 76 degrees. Remember, PDX has only made it to 69. Last Sunday, or last Friday it was, I'm sorry, we just missed 70 officially out at the airport. And then the day after that, Thursday, still dry, still plenty of sun, and still mid-70s. So I think you see why we are labeling this a week of hope. And we actually have a pretty good day coming tomorrow. And that's not even part of a week of hope. More on that forecast coming up.
I love it. 76 is a sweet spot as far as temperatures go. Thank you, Rod. Some changes coming to the St. John's Parade. Organizers are asking all political groups to sit out this year. They don't want any trouble after another parade. The 82nd Avenue of Roses had to cancel after receiving threats. St. John's organizers say their event isn't about politics and they don't want it to be, but they say people from both parties are welcome to watch from the sidelines.
We have to protect the community. We have to protect the parade. So the bottom line is, if you can't play nice, we can't have you in the parade.
The St. John's Parade is coming up on Saturday, May 13th. Today, Governor Kate Brown is tackling the budget. There's not enough money, so she has to make some cuts. The governor just wrapped up a news conference in Salem where Chris Willis is joining us live this afternoon. So, Chris, what are the big takeaways here?
Well, she's got three of them. Of course, the governor announcing these cuts. We're facing a $1.6 billion budget deficit. She's announcing three strategies from the executive branch, wants to cut spending and reduce overhead costs. You can see here some of the video. The governor came out and addressed us just a little bit ago. Number one, an executive order to strengthen public employee bargaining. The governor also says it's time to collect unpaid dollars owed to the state. There is, get this, $3.3 billion out there of uncollected money owed to the state of Oregon, and $600 to $800 million of that is money that goes right into the general fund. And then the governor also said it's time to look at PERS. She's appointing a task force to try to reduce the PERS unfunded liability by $5 billion. Listen.
We're ready to act, and we want to know for sure if our ideas are viable. So today, I'm appointing a task force specifically focused on identifying and ranking options for reducing the PERS liability fund by $5 billion. All
right, so how are you going to do that? Well, the governor made a couple points. Not going to privatize prisons, hands off as far as public parks and land there, but she says the state will look at every asset available to try to buy down that PERS unfunded liability, and the goal, again, $5 billion. That task force that she said she is going to appoint is still unnamed. They do have a November 1st deadline to make their recommendations, and the governor said what a lot of people already know, PERS affects every decision financially that is made by the state. All right, we'll have more at 4, 5, and 6. Back to you.
Hey, we'll be watching you then. Thank you, Chris. One of Oregon's U.S. senators is leading the way to eliminate our reliance on fossil fuels. Today, Jeff Merkley and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders introduced legislation to phase out fossil fuels by 2050. It's called the 100 by 50 Act. That means transitioning to 100% clean and renewable energy by 2050. It's the first bill of its kind introduced in Congress.
And we have to fight for it because we have this beautiful blue-green planet that is under assault. In fact, we see that the environment is crying out and sending us lots of messages.
The act would stop new fossil fuel infrastructure projects like the Keystone XL and Dakota Access pipelines. It also invests hundreds of billions of dollars in clean energy. The bill will face an uphill battle in the Republican-controlled Congress. President Trump is almost through his first 100 days in office, and today he's focusing on foreign policy. He welcomed Argentina's president and first lady to the White House. Just before that meeting, he announced he'll renegotiate the North American Free Trade Agreement rather than terminate the deal. He said he made that decision after talking to the leaders of Mexico and Canada.
They called me and they said, rather than terminating NAFTA, could you please renegotiate? I like them very much. I respect their countries very much. The relationship is very special. And I said, I will hold on the termination. Let's see if we can make it a fair deal.
The president says he thinks it'll be simpler to renegotiate, but he says if it's not fair for the United States, he'll terminate NAFTA. New documents show former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn was warned not to accept foreign payments. The Defense Intelligence Agency issued that warning back in 2014. It said Flynn needed prior permission to take the money. He accepted almost $34,000 to speak at a gala in Moscow in 2015. Now the House Oversight Committee wants the Defense Department's Inspector General to rule on whether Flynn got prior approval. Well, overnight, a top government official in North Korea warned a sixth nuclear test will happen. That official didn't say exactly when, though. He says tests won't stop as long as the U.S. continues what North Korea calls acts of aggression. That includes military drills with South Korea, a submarine armed with missiles, and a missile defense system.